Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you are around the world, and welcome to our post game wrap up of Super Bowl 52 live on YouTube.com. I am Michael Flecha alongside Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock, and oh my goodness, are we going to be talking about this game for years to come? If we thought 51 was unbelievable, 52 was just as good, maybe even better. Unfortunately for Patriot fans, it is heartbreak, it is despair, it is what could have been. For the first time in their team history, the Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champions. They win the title tonight. 41-33 is the final score of this game. And we're just going to dive right into it. First quarter, the Eagles got the ball first after the coin toss went the Patriot way. The Patriots decided to defer. They said that they decided that they wanted to take the ball in the second half. Fair enough. The Eagles takes the ball and they burn the clock, a lot of it. It led to a 14-play, 67-yard drive for 7 minutes and 5 seconds, and Jake Elliott gets a 25-yard field goal. The Eagles basically jumps out early, 3-0 lead in the Super Bowl. Then right after that, the Patriots gets the ball first with a nice methodical drive, a 9-play, 67-yard drive. It stalled at 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Steven Gostkowski, he hits a field goal for the Patriots. And at the time, this was big news because for the first time ever in the history of the Super Bowl for the Patriots, they actually scored points in the first quarter, because in all their previous Super Bowls, they never scored until tonight. They got a field goal, and that gave the Eagles the opportunity right towards the end of the first quarter, and this was a big back-breaking moment. Alshon Jeffrey, 34-yard touchdown reception from Nick Foles that capped off a 3-play, 77-yard drive for a minute 33. And the Eagles was up 9-3. They went for the PAT, and let's just say Shankopotamus. Yeah, not good. They missed it. I wonder if that's going to come back to haunt them later in the game. Well, we start out the second quarter. Patriots doesn't really do anything. They give the ball back to the Eagles with about 11 minutes remaining in the quarter, and then all of a sudden, here comes the Eagles flying. The next thing we know, oh my, here's a big play. Garrett Blount, remember that, Patriot fans? He used to be with you guys about a year ago. Runs it for a 21-yard touchdown. That gave the Eagles a 15-3 lead. This time the Eagles decided, you know what, let's go for two. Let's make it a 2-touchdown score. Nah, nothing doing on that one. It went to 15-3. Patriots come right back down the field. A 5-play, 48-yard drive, minute 24. Patriots can only get a field goal out of it. And then the Eagles looked like they were going to try to go for the knockout punch, but I believe this was where the interception might have happened. Nick Foles tried to get a little greedy, made a mistake, came right back down. Patriots come right back downfield, a 7-play, 90-yard drive, and that actually opened the door as James White gets a 26-yard run, touchdown Patriots, 15-12, because I believe they were trying to go for a PAT, and I believe Steven Gostkowski pulled a Shankopotamus and missed it. And that really set the table. Then the Eagles does one of the most unbelievable plays in Super Bowl history that is going to be talked about for years to come. A 7-play, 70-yard drive with a minute 30 left. And right before the halftime, they go in with this flea flicker type play, an end round. Basically, Nick Foles hands it off to one guy. He hands it off to Trey Burton. Burton goes back across the field, Nick Foles gets the football, huge touchdown for Philadelphia. And oddly enough, this is also another thing that got a lot of memes because earlier, I think it was in the previous drive, the Patriots tried to do a trick play. Brady was wide open. If he would have caught it, he probably would have waltzed in for the touchdown. He dropped the football. I know Michael Bullock is probably kicking right now, saying, Flecha, you better move on. You better shut up right now. Well, he dropped it. Nick Foles does almost the exact same play. He got it, touchdown, and that play was very, very, very crucial, to say the very least, as it pertains to the ending of this Super Bowl. Next thing we had, once we got after recess, we start the third quarter, and the Patriots gets the ball first. They move it right down the field immediately. Tom Brady to his favorite target, Rob Gronkowski, touchdown New England. And yes, we got the Gronk spike as well, 22-19 at that point. But then Philadelphia not deterred. They move it right back down the field. Corey Clement with a 22-yard touchdown pass from Nick Foles. That gave the Eagles a 22-19 lead. Then the Patriots come right back down the field again, and they get themselves a touchdown as Tom Brady finds Chris Hogan for 26 yards, capping off a 7-play, 75-yard drive with 3:55. Going into the fourth quarter, this is where the crucial moments come in. Then Jake Elliott hits a 42-yard field goal, 32-20. That was 32-26 Philly lead. Back down the field comes the Patriots. They get the touchdown. Tom Brady to Rob Gronkowski. Patriots lead 33-32. And then with about 2 minutes left, about 2:21 remaining in the game, Zach Ertz, the tight end, 11-yard touchdown pass from Nick Foles, 38-33, and then the big moment, the moment that will be talked about for years to come. Tom Brady gets sacked. He fumbles the ball, recovered by the Eagles. Then Jake Elliott hits a 46-yard field goal. That was kind of the icing on the cake. 41-33. Patriots had one last gas, but could not get it in the end zone. Tom Brady throws a Hail Mary at the buzzer and was incomplete. The Philadelphia Eagles wins Super Bowl 52 by the final score of 41-33. Anthony Florio, come on in with the stats of the game. We had a lot of history made in the Super Bowl tonight. Records on combined yards, total offense was unbelievable. This could be one of the highest Super Bowls I've ever seen, and even Tom Brady set it a record in a losing effort. It's all yours, my friend.
Oh, thank you very much indeed, MF. Yes, hello, friends. Anthony Florio here with you for our very special edition of Strictly Sports, the recap of Super Bowl 52. And man alive, I mean, you thought last year was something. I mean, back-to-back years. I think we've witnessed the two greatest Super Bowls of all time. I don't know how to rank them just yet. Don't put the gun to my head yet. But boy, howdy. I mean, what a game. I mean, MF, this was not the game that you had a few weeks ago. I mean, that wild card game with Buffalo and Jacksonville, that was a Michael Flecha game. That was a defensive battle. And Jacksonville won 10-3. This was not no 10-3 defensive battle a la Michael Flecha. No. This was an Anthony Florio high-scoring, offensive shootout, be-a-man style of a game. And this was a be-a-man game if there ever was one. In terms of combined points, this is actually the second highest. San Francisco and San Diego in Super Bowl 29, they combined for 75 points. Although San Fran whooped the Chargers 49-26. This is the second highest. They combined for 74 here tonight. So, but nonetheless, I mean, oh my goodness, what a game. I mean, And you're right, MF. I mean, we're all going to be talking about this for years to come. Absolutely. So let's break it down here. MVP Nick Foles, 28 out of 43, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, a quarterback rating of a QBR of 88.6 and a passer rating of 106.1. Trey Burton, 1 for 1, 1 yard, 1 touchdown. QBR of 100, rating of 118.8. Danny Amendola was 0 for 1. He tried that pass. But Tom Brady, 28 out of 48 for an NFL postseason record, 505 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, QBR 83.8, a rating of 115.4. When it comes to the running game, the Eagles had the edge in that department. They combined for 164 rushing yards to 113 for New England, led by blunt force trauma LeGarrette Blount, 90 yards and a touchdown on 14 carries. MF's old friend from Miami, Jay Ajayi, 9 carries, 57 yards. I'm sure he's more than happy that, how'd that trade work out for you? He's probably going to be saying, yeah, how you like me now, Miami? How you like me now? And I'm sure he's probably rubbing salt in the wounds of MF and Eric Carrier and the rest of the Dolphin family here. But nonetheless, on the other side, James White led the way for the Patriot rushing attack, 7 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown. The others didn't really do much of anything. I mean, the Eagle running game was better. Receiving core, man alive. Corey Clement out of Wisconsin, 4 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, 9 catches, 84 yards. Alshon Jeffrey with another receiving touchdown. He had 3 catches for 73 yards. Zach Ertz, 7 catches, 67 yards and a touchdown. Nick Foles with a receiving touchdown, that 1-yarder. And Torrey Smith had 5 catches for 49 yards. Danny Amendola, another huge game for him. 8 catches, 152 yards. Chris Hogan, big game for him. 6 catches, 128 yards and a touchdown. Gronk, off that concussion, a vintage Gronk game. 9 catches, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Burkhead, 46 yards on 1 catch. Brandon Cooks, he had 23 yards, 1 catch. He got popped. Concussion protocol, done for the game. I know my buddy Josh Avery, my young friend from my church. I mean, I'm sure he was like, oh no. I mean, I'm sure his heart must have sunk because he is the biggest Brandon Cooks mark that I know. Believe me. I saw him today and, we talked about it, of course. So I hope he's watching. I sent the link to him. I messaged him the link to MF's channel. Hopefully he got it and he'll be tuning in. But combined offense. But before we get into that, we'll get into the defensive side of things. Derek Barnett with a fumble recovery. Tom Brady with 1 fumble, and he lost it. We didn't see much sacks or anything. I mean, Eagles had only 1 sack. That was Brandon Graham. But it was the most crucial of them all. It was the strip sack, the fumble that led to the fumble that was recovered by Derek Barnett. And no sacks for the Patriot defense. And Duron Harmon had the interception for 8 yards on that crazy play there, almost reminiscent of the Pittsburgh game. And we're not going to really get into the kick returns. Both kickers, Jake Elliott, 3 out of 3 on field goals, 2 out of 3 on extra points. Gostkowski, 2 out of 3 on field goal, 3 out of 4 for extra points. And we only get this, guys. We only had 1 punt the whole game. Donnie Jones with a 41-yard punt. That's it. Because we didn't see Ryan Allen for the Patriots. He didn't have any punts. So, all right, the key stats of the game. Patriots won the first down battle. They had 29-25 in total in when it comes to the total of first downs. The Patriots 613 total yards of offense. The Eagles 538 total yards, combining for a Super Bowl record 1,151 yards of offense. that is my kind of game. That is an Anthony Florio style game. Whereas an MF style game would be if they combine for maybe 200 to 300 yards, like that Buffalo Jacksonville game last month. But let me see here. Eagles, 6 penalties, 35 yards. Patriots, only 1 penalty for 5 yards. Both teams had 1 turnover. Foles had the interception, and of course, the fumble, which was, the key play of the game right there, the X factor of the game right there. Time of possession, Eagles held it for 34 minutes and 4 seconds. Patriots held it for 25 minutes and 56 seconds. I mean, unbelievable indeed. I mean, what a moment for the city of Philadelphia. First ever Super Bowl championship for the Eagles. The first championship for the city of Philadelphia since the 2008 Philadelphia Phillies won the World Series when they knocked off the Tampa Bay Rays in 5 games. The city of Philadelphia has been waiting for this night, for a night like this, since October 29th of 2008. Fast forward about, I want to say maybe 9 and a quarter, almost 9.5 years later, and their long wait is over, and they're celebrating right now. God forbid what those crazy rabid fans. I mean, these last couple of weeks, the city of Philadelphia has been the toast of the town these last few weeks. I mean, with that beatdown of Minnesota in the NFC Championship, an amazing Royal Rumble last week with Shinsuke Nakamura winning it, and now Philadelphia gets the last laugh. They win the Lombardi Trophy, the Vince Lombardi Trophy, emblematic of the Super Bowl 52 champions. And I mean, just an amazing night, an amazing game. Hats off to both teams. Say what you want about the Patriots. They played their hearts out. I know all my friends who are Patriot fans, not going to name any names, although there is one in very close proximity to us. I can only imagine what he's going through right now. We'll get his thoughts in just a moment. But all of my relatives who are Patriot fans, I'm sure they're devastated. And there is one member of my church family who I'm very close with. One of my friends from my church group there. She is upset, but she's going by our mantra basically. She just said it is what it is, and yeah, I couldn't agree with that more. And my young friend Josh, he's upset too, but he is giving credit where credit is due to Philadelphia. He said the better team won. You absolutely nailed that on. You absolutely hit that on the head there, buddy. No doubt about that. So, oh my goodness, what a night, what a game. And before I give it to Bullock, I mean, guys, there is one elephant in the room we do have to address, and that is, God forbid, what EDP 445. What do you think he's thinking right now? What do you think he's doing right now? Goodness gracious, what
he must be absolutely beside himself. And one other person I need to think about right now, Derek Ferreira.
Oh goodness gracious!
I mean, he bleeds New England Patriot red, white, and blue. And as a matter of fact, as we're recording this right now, we have not heard from Ferreira at all tonight. Like that's a bad omen, because normally if Ferreira comes on, he'll be gracious or anything else. We have not even heard from him tonight. Not once.
He's not going to be gracious. He's not going to be gracious. I can only imagine. I can only imagine he's got to be absolutely PO'd right now, big time.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And that's why I'm afraid of what our colleague, the Imperial Grand Poobah, might be doing, because he could possibly might be setting up for an EDP 445 level rant. Because let's be realistic, offensively, New England was spot on. They played great, except for that last drive. Defensively, they got carved up tonight at the tune of 41 points. Oh my word. All right, Anthony. And a couple of questions that was getting thrown around, and I wonder what happened was no Malcolm Butler. And I wonder why Butler did not play in this game. Now, they're saying it was a coach's decision. Could it have been because of the flu? Because he was suffering a flu. But Nobody really knows why Malcolm Butler did not play in the Super Bowl tonight. Now, he did play a couple of plays in special teams, but no defensive snaps.
We're definitely gonna have to look into
We
that.
got to look into that. But until then, Anthony, are you all set?
Well, I'm looking into it right now. I just found this from NFL.com, and this is what I have right here. Malcolm Butler, once a New England Patriots Super Bowl hero, as we all remember from 3 years ago when he made one of the greatest plays in Super Bowl history with that goal line interception. Um, he didn't play a single defensive snap, like MF said. After the game, the cornerback did not have anything to say as to why he didn't play in the biggest game of the season. He said, and I quote, "I ain't got nothing to say." Per NFL.com's Kevin Patra. The former Pro Bowler opened up a little more as he walked to the team bus. He said, "They gave up on me. Bleep. It is what it is," Butler said, per ESPN's Mike Reese. "I don't know what it was. I guess I wasn't playing good or they didn't feel comfortable. I don't know, but I could have changed that game." He saw some playing time on special teams, like MF said, but that was the extent of his playing time as Stephon Gilmore, Eric Rowan, Johnson, Batamosi saw nearly all the playing time at corner for the Patriots. And Bill Belichick said the decision to keep Butler off the field was strictly a game plan decision. And he said, "We put the players out there and the game plan out there that we thought would be the best tonight, like we always do." Asked if Butler was held up because of disciplinary reasons, Belichick said no. And it appears Butler's future in New England is at its end. I mean, the man who rescued the Patriots' fourth Super Bowl title from the certain clause of defeat in Super Bowl 49 seems destined to possibly continue his career with another team next year. And that's the story.
Oh boy! All right,
Well,
should we unleash them? Should we unleash him,
I'm very
Michael
curious.
Bullock?
I'm very curious to see to hear and see how he's feeling right now. So
I'm actually doing good.
Are you going to be gracious tonight, Bullock?
I'm going to be gracious tonight.
Grace God. All right, it's all
yeah,
yours.
yeah. I'm saying this right now. You ain't getting no EDP 445 tirade or any kind of tirade from me because this was just a tremendous game. I mean, you got to give credit to the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, they came out with a tremendous game plan, and I mean, some of the plays they ran tonight. I mean, the trick plays, even the one at the end of the near the end of the first half. I mean, that was something I think everyone's going to be talking about for a long, long time. And you got to give credit to the Patriots as well. I mean, because they continued to fight hard in this game. I mean, at one point they basically took the lead, and yeah, I mean, and Nick Foles, of course, being named the Super Bowl 52 MVP. I mean, here's a guy that basically, I mean, he was getting scrutinized. I mean, people thought that the Eagles were doomed because they just didn't have faith in them. Well, I mean, he came up well in the divisional matchup, but he really broke out in that NFC Championship game, and did it again tonight against the Patriots, and now you can basically say, I mean, wherever he goes next season, somebody's going to be looking for a quarterback, and after what they saw from Nick Foles, they're going to definitely want his services. But man, Tom Brady, what a game he had! I mean, he played one heck of a game. I mean, he didn't turn the ball. Well, he did turn the ball over on a fumble, but he didn't get sacked. He didn't get intercepted. I mean, he played about as well as you could have asked from him. And you also had guys like Chris Hogan and Danny Amendola had really good games, and yet the Patriots still lose. So yeah, so I definitely tip my hat off to the Philadelphia Eagles. You earned this championship, first Super Bowl title in franchise history. But I'll tell you this right now. I am proud of what my team did this season. I mean, just to get back to the Super Bowl and with it and to be this close to repeating, I mean, yes, this loss is going to hurt, but I'm proud of this team. I'm proud to be a Patriots fan, and that is not going to change one bit, even after a loss like this. So, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl 52 champions. Enjoy it, Philly fans. And I'm pretty sure you'll remember this for a long time. I give it to
They
you,
are
Flick.
celebrating. They are celebrating in the streets of Philadelphia for the first time in their history. The Eagles are the world champions. I don't know, Anthony, if you can give me that final call. I know it was probably a screaming Anthony Florio moment. Um, I think it's only fitting that we get your magical call from tonight's telecast. You and I got to do it, and I think the whole world should hear what you said when that moment happened, when the Eagles have won the title.
Well, that final play, simply put, Brady back. He's going for it all. And then you would throw in your "oh boy" or something like that. And then we would just yell out "incomplete." And then I would say, for the first time in franchise history, the Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Very simply put. I mean, I don't know how. I don't think I could go. I don't think I need to add any more to that. I would just
That's
basically
perfect.
I would basically pull you. I would basically pull a you and just let the moment absorb the moment, let it sink in, give it a few minutes, and then when the time is right, then we chime in and say, "What a game! What a night! Unbelievable! Congratulations, Philadelphia Eagles! First time ever Super Bowl champions. Long overdue and well deserved." I honestly think they're the best team that had before tonight. I thought they were the best team to never win the Super Bowl. Well, not anymore. So hats off to them. What a night! What a game! So now I'm very curious, MF. Are you gonna have me close it out like you did last year, or are we just gonna do it traditionally? Doesn't matter.
Well, this is what I'm gonna do. Tomorrow night is actually strictly wrestling form. It is Ridiculously Raw. That's hosted by Anthony Florio.
Sure.
And I'll be at 11 p.m. Eastern on the Tone 25. On Tuesday,
Week.
the following night, it will be my show, Cerebral Smack Talk, right here on this very YouTube channel, Braves Fan 95. Friday night, we will have everything, more Super Bowl coverage. We're going to have the NFL honors, the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies, and more stuff, including a power ranking. I believe it's NHL this time around. So we'll have that, and we'll have any other news that might be coming out of the NFL. If there's any news in Major League Baseball, if there's any news in NBA or hockey, because we'll have it all for you. That's 10:30 Eastern, Friday night on YouTube.com on the Tones channel. And you know what? Just like we did it last year, and I know I got to close it out for the NBA. I got to close it out for the World Series, and I got to close it out for the Stanley Cup because you gave me that moment, Anthony. It's only fitting that the voice of the NFL gets to shut it down. For Michael Bullock, for Michael Bullock, I'm Michael Flecha. You know the routine. Hugs and hand pounds. We're out. Have a good night. Anthony Florio, the floor is yours, my friend. Close the show.
All right. Thank you very much indeed, MF. And yes, wonderful job as always. I mean, oh, man. I mean, in my immortal words and in the immortal words of Tony Reali, so that happened. That's all there is to say on that. I mean, a record-setting Super Bowl. I mean, 74 combined points, 1,151 combined yards of offense. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. I mean, this was an Anthony Florio-style Super Bowl. It was an offensive shootout like we've never seen before. And as a guy who loves offense and high-scoring shootouts and gunslinger quarterbacks, both men played their hearts out tonight. Both teams played their hearts out tonight. It was a great atmosphere. I mean, I know you guys probably had great atmospheres as well, wherever you guys were with your, your loved ones, friends, family, what have you. I mean, I spent it with my family, and it was a wonderful night. I mean, we had a great time. We enjoyed ourselves, and it's what it's all about when it comes to the Super Bowl. That's why the Super Bowl is the most exciting day in the sports calendar. And we were wondering how is this Super Bowl gonna top the greatest Super Bowl of all time in Super Bowl 51 1 year ago at NRG Stadium in Houston, with the Patriots pulling off the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history and the first time ever a Super Bowl went into overtime. We were wondering for the last year, how was it going to top it? It came pretty darn near close to doing so here tonight. 1A, 1B, that's really where I can rank it right now. I can't really put one over the other. But what I do know is this is going to be a Super Bowl, just like last year. This will be a Super Bowl that will be talked about for many years to come. The plays were just amazing. Hats off to both teams. Both teams played like champions. But only one could walk out of US Bank Stadium tonight as the champions of Super Bowl 52, emblematic with the Vince Lombardi trophy, and that team was the Philadelphia Eagles. Nick Foles. What can you say about Nick Foles, man? I mean, we saw the 2013 Nick Foles, one found swoop. Everybody thought once Carson Wentz went down after Week 14 against the Los Angeles Rams in Los Angeles, everybody in Philly pretty much thought the sky was falling. They thought the season was over. They thought there was no way they were going to overcome this. Wrong. And they have some men of the Lord on that team. Carson Wentz, a man of the Lord. Zach Ertz, a man of the Lord. And man alive, I mean, I couldn't be any happier for those guys. I mean, anytime I hear that they're a brother of Christ like myself, I mean, that makes me doubly happy for those guys. They deserve it. And Carson Wentz, what must he be thinking right now? I mean, Nick Foles tonight basically pulled a Jeff Hostetler, like we saw in Super Bowl 25 with the New York Giants against the Buffalo Bills when he had to back up Phil Simms when Phil Simms was lost for the season with a devastating injury. But say what you want about the New England Patriots. I know they have haters up and down the road. I mean, they got a laundry list of haters. Everybody knows it. But that was a complete game they played tonight, but they came up just a little bit short. Patriot fans, very simply put, they can't win every year. Spread the wealth. In college football, best for business ruled out again when Alabama won the national championship against Georgia. Not tonight. The underdog finally gets its moment. This is basically like Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, or like Shinsuke Nakamura winning the Royal Rumble. I mean, they did it against the most polarizing figure in the game today, just like Nakamura did it. Nakamura went through Roman Reigns and John Cena to win the Royal Rumble. And look what happened tonight. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the most controversial and polarizing team in the NFL today in the New England Patriots. And that's why they're walking out of US Bank Stadium as Super Bowl champions for the first time in their illustrious history. Congratulations to Jeffrey Lurie and his ownership group. Doug Peterson, second year on the job. He gets it done. His amazing coaching staff, the players, every player down the line. Nick Foles coming in and doing what he did here tonight. And for the last couple of months, since Carson Wentz went down with that devastating injury in Los Angeles, Week 14. But 9.25 years. After 9.25 years, Philadelphia sports fans, your long wait is finally over. You're celebrating tonight as Super Bowl champions. And now all four of their professional sports teams have won at least one championship. The Eagles were the only one that hadn't done it. The Sixers with their NBA championships, the Flyers with a couple of Stanley Cups, the Phillies with some World Series wins. But I think this will probably go down. This will very most likely go down as the greatest moment in Philadelphia sports history. Say what you want about the fans. Yes, they're rabid. They can be animalistic and savage and vicious at times. But you can only imagine what those fans, and especially one fan in particular, a YouTube user by the name of EDP445. God forbid what that guy's doing right now. I can only imagine what kind of chaos he's raising right now. You can only imagine. So, congratulations, Philadelphia. Well deserved. Enjoy it. I have no doubt in my mind this team's going to be back next year. So many great stories that came out of this 2017 season. The Los Angeles Rams, that great young team that cleaned up at NFL honors last night. Sean McVay winning Coach of the Year. Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year. Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year. You know they're going to give Philly some major fits next year. I have no question about that in my mind whatsoever. Minnesota. Look at the Minnesota Vikings. I think they're going to be back next year. Or how about the team that's going to be hosting the Super Bowl next year, Atlanta? Could next year be the year we finally get to see a team play the Super Bowl in its home stadium? Last time I checked, the Atlanta Falcons, they've got a fairly decent team. And if anybody can do it, I think they could do it next year. So we'll see what happens. But over on the AFC, of course, you know the New England Patriots. You know they're going to be the favorites going into next year, as always. And Pittsburgh, you know they're going to be there, the Steelers. Jacksonville, a much improved Jacksonville team. I expect them to fully be in it next year. No question about it. I could go on down the line. I mean, and maybe even my Buffalo Bills. Maybe Buffalo could actually be an even better team than they were this year. That miraculous finish on New Year's Eve. I mean, we'll never forget that for as long as we live. I know I certainly won't. But an amazing season, a fun season. And so far, my friends, 2018, as we close, 2018, so far has been a year of Shakespearean drama in the world of sports. Look at the College Football Playoff National Championship game. Overtime. What a finish to that one. Some of these NFL playoff games. What about that divisional in Minnesota, the Minneapolis Miracle? That's one we're never going to forget. The Patriots, amazing comeback against Jacksonville in the AFC Championship. And this Super Bowl tonight. And they're also in the world of professional wrestling. I mean, we've talked about it. Wrestle Kingdom with some amazing matches. NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. The Royal Rumble. I mean, as this calendar year progresses, I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever, with the Winter Olympics coming up, March Madness in the tournament, the NBA playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs, baseball and the World Series. At the rate we're going, friends, I have no question about it, no doubt in my mind. This calendar year will very most likely go down as the greatest year of Shakespearean drama we will ever see. For such a time as this, as I say, such a time as this, for such a game as this, we witnessed an instant classic here tonight. 5-star classic, you betcha. Shakespearean drama, you betcha. And it's only going to get better. And like my special friend and pastor Carl Russo always likes to say, the best is yet to come. As we wrap up this 24th season of NFL coverage, I mean, for us, MF, get ready. Next year is going to be the biggest year ever. You know why? Silver anniversary, man. Get ready. You thought this year was good? Wait till next year. Ooh, wait till next year. MF, pleasure as always, my friend. Well done. Great insight as always. I mean, that's why you are the Phil Simms to my Jim Nance. And boy, howdy, we did it. We did it tonight. We did it all season. And man, oh man, I can't wait to do it all again next year for the 25th anniversary. It's going to be amazing. So nothing more to say except on behalf of all of the hardworking men and women behind the scenes who make this all possible, cannot thank them enough for their tireless efforts all year long and tonight. For good old MF, Michael Flecha, Michael Bullock, Derek Ferreira, so many others. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in all season long. We'll do it all again in 7 months as we start the road to Super Bowl 53 at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Fittingly on the mothership, CBS. Until next year, Anthony Florio here, saying good night. God bless you. Blessings. Much love. We'll talk to you again next year. Have a good night.